Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Sarah, none other than the apostate of Allah herself.
So she posted a video on YouTube and titled it, "There is zero dignity for women in Islam." And we were expecting a lot from her. Let's see what she has to bring.
I'm sure you guys heard, if you guys are around any kind of like Dawah stuff going on like online, social media and whatnot, talk about how Islam gives women rights. How the world sexualizes them, but Islam doesn't do that. It preserves them, you know, it gives them dignity. I find that funny because they either have the concept of what rights is skewed, or they're just flat out lying, you know, playing that Taqiyya game card to get people attracted to Islam.
Yeah, of course, we are disappointed as usual. Actually, I was expecting her to start by showing to us how Islam denied the right of a woman by giving her the right to inherit from her father, from her mother, her brother, her husband, her son, her sister, something which the other religions deprived her of. I was also expecting you to disprove the fact that a woman in Islam has the right to own property. And when she is married to a man, all her responsibility is transferred to that man. And even if she is the richest between the two partners, the man still has as an obligation to provide her basically everything she needs in life. I was also expecting you to perform the magic and disprove to us how a woman who dresses sexy and exposes her body parts to any eye that cares to look is not sexualized. Meanwhile, a woman that is well covered with hijab and dressed modestly, preserving her dignity, is sexualized. I also expected you to show us how Islam deprives a woman of her right to divorce, just like it's the case with the Bible. I was also expecting you to show us how the woman's right to freedom of speech is well preserved in the Bible, while in the Qur'an it is not.
Did you know that in Islam, if a husband divorces his wife 3 times, they are now, that's it, divorced completely in the eyes of Allah. So let's say he goes and he changes his mind, that woman is now haram to him, forbidden to him. And the only way for him to get her back, if he ends up changing his mind and realize, wait, I did the whole divorce thing wrong, and I jumped the gun. Divorce is that's a whole nother video. The only way that he can get her back is if she marries another man and they consummate the marriage, and then the other guy's got to divorce her in order for him to be able to marry her again.
Oh, poor fellow. Lack of knowledge would make you say things you shouldn't have, if at all you had the least of knowledge. This verse actually is meant to protect the right of women, and not the other way around. And it's so ingenuine of her to try and claim that this verse is actually a means and not a condition. The main wisdom behind this verse is to stop men, especially, from playing with the issue of divorce, from taking women for granted, marrying them in the morning, divorcing them in the afternoon, and bringing them back the next morning. So Allah brought this verse as a condition and not as a means to get the woman back. Every single man is so jealous of their women that they can never ever imagine having to acknowledge that another person has to sleep with his wife. So that is for them to always remember and consider before they declare divorce. The scholars in Islam unanimously agree that it is totally prohibited for a person that has divorced his wife 3 times to negotiate with another man to marry the wife, consummate the marriage, and divorce the wife in order to make the wife lawful for him again. And the Prophet ﷺ declared in this hadith narrated by Abu Dawud that Allah curses the person who agrees to marry a woman and consummate the marriage and then divorce her just to make her lawful for her husband. And at the same time, Allah curses that husband that negotiates with the man to marry his wife. And then she comes to tell us that this is against the right of a woman. I don't blame her. It's her society that influenced her way of thinking, that she can no longer see things straight.